All right, guys, real quick, I'm going to go over the watch list, or some stocks on our watch list for Wednesday. All right, Herbalife, HLF. As I said here, not exactly a fancy setup, but Herbalife just decimated here, based for about a week, and now pushed down again for about 4 days. There's nothing crystal clear about, hey, this is a long. It's definitely not. I mean, it's an ugly chart, but oftentimes when you get a big push, a bounce, or a sideways move, and then a secondary push, time to start looking for a bounce again. So it's just as simple as that. Do I dive in Herbalife at the open? Of course not, but we will watch it for a low risk intraday long play. Setups like this can yield nice upside moves at times, so it doesn't cost us anything to have it on our watch list. Las Vegas Sands, LVS. If I didn't have the 200-day moving average on here, probably wouldn't even be looking at this. It just kind of looks like it's rolling over, but might find some support. It basically came right down to the 200-day. So again, if it gives an intraday long setup tomorrow and the market is with us, we may get a trade in LVS. PBI, this is absolutely ugly, right? But about 8 days down in a row. Huge volume last day here. Again, just like the others, back on bounce watch. If the market continues lower, I'm not that interested. And another one in that same light, PCX, was grinding lower here day after day, but very little by little. And then today, huge percentage loss, down under $4 on massive volume. Again, certainly not a pretty chart, but I like to think contrarian on these. If I get a long setup, might be a nice trade. And Pepsi, PEP, a nice breakout territory move here on high volume today, really on a pretty weak tape. So this one's worth watching for an intraday long setup on Wednesday. And I've got a few others. I don't have them with the notes on it, but let me bring the chart over here and see if I can make it match up. Close enough. GES, back down to this 26 area support. Bounced here, and now, sitting right at 26. So if the market's strong for some reason, GES might give another nice move off of 26. If it loses this area, we might get some nice short setup. So it's good to know that it's at an area, and this could end up being a long or a short. What else do I have? MWW, talked about this one the other day. After that huge move right here, a couple narrow range, lower days, but holding up pretty well relative to the whole market. So might be a nice bounce play there on Wednesday. And also, you can't see it on the chart here, but JCPenney's was gapping way down in after hours. So that one might yield a nice trade. Long or short, we don't know yet. We'll have to watch it on an intraday basis and see. But there's the short version of our watch list. Most of what we find is on an intraday basis based on early volume. I say that all the time. But like today, we had Mako, M-A-K-O, on our watch list. And I showed you this in the wrap-up video, but if you didn't see it, Mako was just getting killed. It's a pretty good example of what we try to do on an intraday basis. It looked like this when I called it, okay? Nice early sell-off and then an early spike. Remember, this thing was decimated on the daily, so that puts it on our watch list. Doesn't cost you anything to have it on your watch list. And then we got this tight base with the high of day still to the left. I called it over this base. I said if it gets to 22.53, stop about 20 cents below. Should push through the high of the day and give us a nice move, some short covering. And there was the trigger, and then we got the push. And actually went up about $1 on 20 cents risk. And a super nice trade today. So there, Mako, pretty good example of what we're looking for on these stocks that get killed. I don't know if any of them that I just showed you are going to set up that way on Wednesday, but if they do, we might get a nice trade out of it. All right, talk to you guys later.